And this hike I'm about to share, this hike has been on my list for a while now. This gorgeous 7.2 mile loop trail has it all. Epic views almost the entire time of some of Washington's best mountains. You're talking waterfalls, alpine lakes for swimming, camping spots, and a well-maintained, easy-to-follow route that is guaranteed to leave you breathless. Definitely add this trail to your bucket list. We started in Bellingham, Washington, and headed east for about an hour and a half to Mount Baker Wilderness. A winding mountain road at the end of Mount Baker Highway leads us to one of the highest spots in the state of Washington that you can actually drive to, Artist Point. The trail heads west from the parking lot, right through the trees. Be prepared to be greeted with an expansive, lengthy ridgeway, edging the lava walls of Table Mountain and opening up to the first of many incredibly amazing mountain views. I honestly felt like I was in the Alps. This part was relatively flat and made for a great warm-up. About a mile in, we veered right and began our first descent. I recommend planning this hike on a clear day to really experience the vastness of Mount Baker. It is truly a sight to see. And in this section of the trail, you can really see it. The further down we got, the louder the background noise of trickling water became. We heard birds chirping and the squeals of tiny marmots hiding in the rocks below.
It's a little marmot, I think.
As we continued to hike, we came across the first of the chain lakes called Mazama Lake. Here makes for a great resting spot and place to explore. There are even bathrooms tucked away behind the trees. Take a detour around the edge of the lake and you will run into a beautiful waterfall. At this point, we were already thinking, how can it get any better than this? And let me tell you, it gets better real quick. About a quarter mile later is Iceberg Lake. This section of the trail feels like you're in a fairy tale land of pines and happiness. Another incredible spot to take your time and truly enjoy. There's no rush. This is exactly where you want to be.
Wow. This is by far the most beautiful hike I've ever been on.
As you continue, you'll see yet another lake, Hayes Lake. For anyone interested in camping, this area had many spots available and the views were on a whole different level. Just then, the elevation started to increase. The higher we got, the more our stomachs reminded us that it was time to eat.
All right, I'm hungry.
The climb took us to Herman's Saddle. What a special lunch spot for some homemade, smushed in the bottom of your backpack, Ziploc bag covered sandwiches. If you know, you know. From Herman's Saddle, the trail descends yet again, heading towards Bagley Lakes. You'll really get to see the colors changing along this approximately 2-mile long section. The trail was lined with little shrub bushes, and if you look close enough, you'll see them covered in wild blueberries.
She's picking up a storm over there.
After you reach Bagley Lakes, you will see the Heather Meadows Visitor Center just ahead. At this point, you'll know the trail is starting to come to an end. We didn't realize that in the final mile from Heather Meadows to Artist Point, we would be climbing 1,200 feet on a rock staircase. Personally, I would have preferred to get this climb out of the way first, which is why I recommend starting here. With much of our energy expelled, it was rough, but overall, still so worth it. I'm pretty sure we smiled the whole way back to our base camp. An adorable cabin along the shores of Lake Whatcom. There's nothing quite like watching the sunset on the beach of a lake, mountains in the background, wine glass in your hand with your best friend, sharing each other's favorite moments from the incredible day you just had. And that's how I know I will definitely be back. Or maybe even own a place of my own here one day. Until then, Washington,